You're listening to Jimi Disu, right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Morning, everybody. You're welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. And today is Thursday. I promised you that we're going to look at the security situation. I saw quite a number of criticisms during my program at 7:30, including some funny guy who said that I shouldn't be speaking because I live alone. I cook my food. I this and that, and I said, I think the APC needs to hire more intelligent people to respond to these issues. They've become some kind of irritation, and what some of them actually don't realize what they're doing is they're making their case even worse for the APC. The job you've given to some of these people is far below their pay grade and their competence from the responses that they get. And if anything, they do more worse damage than personal insults are not going to solve the problem of either the APC or of the country. If you want to take me on what has been said. Do you know how I live? Do you know don't know? Because we keep our private lives away from the public doesn't mean that we don't know what we are doing. I just like to say that for one or two people that expressed some concern about what was being said, and just to let you know that, look, in all honesty, let me just show you what one of them said, just for the heck of it. He says his name is Sonny Alphonsus, and he says that JD uses the private radio to settle old personal bills. All this is because I advised the president on his son, to treat the son in a more dignified manner. I give him a title so that criticisms of him turning up at places. And he says that, and he says it's surprised lots of listeners are seeing this and calling the president, this man is crazy. Now here is a JD that couldn't run a home. He couldn't run a home with three children and God knows how many grandchildren. At his age, he lives alone. How does he know? Has he been to my house? He cooks his food. And I also like these people to know that these things are recorded and don't go away. And some of them had better go look for money to hire a lawyer one of these days. Just deal with them decisively. Why are you laughing, Sheriff? You're not laughing at all. What are you doing? I thought you were laughing.
No, I wasn't.
You were not laughing. Okay. Right. So
because what the gentleman was saying was just ignorance.
Completely.
It's complete ignorance, and I think he should look at what he wrote again and try and see how well or how educated he's been all his life.
He won't. He needs a level of whatever to do that. It's below his pay grade.
I think it's one of the disservice that Nigeria as a country, as a state, has done to many supposed young adults.
Yeah, because I think what is sad is that our politicians use these kids. Most of them are kids.
No, I see, Uncle Jimmy.
Yes.
Apologies. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that apart from the politicians using them,
yes,
I think that as a young adult who is educated, who is supposed to be exposed some certain basic understanding of some things, it's not even about you now.
Yeah,
it's about how our young people understand basic
things.
It's disappointing, and you look at it and you be like, these people are the ones that they want to hand over the country
to.
They're going to mess it up. because they can't even understand their right from their left. They don't
where
know.
I use the word, people that I mentor, for example, people like this one now, we're going to reach out to him and see if we can reform him. People that I mentor, we put them on the right path. The very first thing we always tell them is that these people that are using you take care of their own children very well. And they put you out there, expose you to ridicule, and because is this what they're going to do for the rest of it? Anyway, when you are with Captain Blades, there's no time like my Tosin will say to faff around. Morning, Cappy.
Good morning,
We
sir.
want to talk about our security architecture, which was changed. In the first instance, do you think there was a need for that change, both the NIA and the DSS? Did you see any compelling reason why the president wanted to change the two of them?
The way it is going, if you recall, I
Yes.
told you some time ago in this studio.
Yes.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning.
Yes.
I told you some time in these studios that the way things are going, one will be highly, very, very unfair to ourselves. And I said, as at then here, that we seem to be counting down to a showdown.
Wow.
Just-
it was that bad.
Yeah, look at the different.
I know, but from
yeah.
your own...
So here it is with the commander-in-chief. I don't think it's any different for him to now start fixing or changing people and bringing in on board people he feels or believes in, people he is more comfortable with. But
Yes.
that doesn't change the optics and the dynamics on any good day street Nigeria this morning. And it's something that you can't wish it away, you can't sweep it away. You know, it's like flying an aircraft through turbulence, and you are just consoling yourself that you're going to change the pilot, you're going to change the air hostesses. Listen, the turbulence is on, okay, and the sooner.
Yeah, but wouldn't you be looking at the skills of the pilot and the cabin crew?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so yes.
Even if we're the most skilled pilot on earth,
You still have to go through the
there
turbulence.
is still a turbulence, period. And this turbulence, can it be averted? Is it avoidable? Can it be assuaged? Of course, yes. But we're probably given to ego, grandstanding, chest thumping,
Oh, there's a lot of that.
and all of that. So we're counting down to it.
So are we likely to see any significant changes in the modus operandi? Let's take the one that concerns me more is the one that is almost direct to us, and that is the DSS. The NIA
Oh,
is
okay,
this
my
one.
sisters. You see, if you recall when we appointed an NSA, I said something here. And I said, you see, the kind of profession I served in, the intelligence community, you need
Yes.
not be seen. You
Yes.
need not be heard.
Yes.
But everybody will know who is in charge.
Did you read his whatever this? Oh, at least you heard my
Yes,
review.
I did. You see,
yes.
security anywhere and intelligence, they are like 5 and 6. And I promise you, security is invisible. It can't
Yeah.
be seen. At best, you
Or it
only
shouldn't
feel
be
it.
seen.
It can't be seen.
It
Have you
can't
ever
be.
seen security before?
No.
Those physical, technical things you see are just vectors of security.
Of
They
security.
carry the security itself. But security, at best, the closest you get to it is you feel it. You either feel
Yes.
secured or you don't feel secured.
Secured.
The same thing happens to an intelligence operative. You're not meant to be heard. You're not meant to be seen, but you are meant to be felt. Okay? Nobody is going to see you. Nobody is going to hear you. But there will be no doubt that you are there. So what do we do as intelligence operatives? We maintain an absent presence within your ranks. We eat with you. We sleep with you. We wake up with you. But you never really get to see us. I have read books of some intelligence our predecessors who were married to wives who never knew.
Knew they were operatives.
Yes, until they passed on and were given national burials. Yes. They are there. If you go and read the history globally of the intelligence
Yes.
operative, there are many like that. But here you see operatives who seem to want to tell everyone,
One.
I'm wear this, wear that. You don't do that. You lose the.
The current DG of the DSS has redeployed his spokesperson, Afunaya.
Okay.
He's been redeployed somewhere else, and he said that apparently just what you said looks like his style is going to be different. So that also means less visibility of all these hooded.
Yes.
Hooded.
You don't need.
You don't need all that.
You achieve more. You achieve more when you are covert than you do when it's overt.
Overt, yes, because that's it. It's blown it.
You don't need. For example, if I don't want you to leave your house, I don't need to come and nail the door and put planks so that you don't go out or put my men all over. No. What we need to do is to put a covert visual perimeter around you. And I'm going to know what you are doing, when you are doing it, how you are doing it, with whom you are doing it. Technology has...
In my bedroom.
Everything. Everything.
Well, I did.
Even that your bed that you are sleeping on.
Yes.
I can actually... Anyway. So technology has even made it better. We even have nanobots today. So I can have you ingest the transmitters that will tell me when you are sleeping, when you are eating, and probably I can even program the transmitters to make you cry, to make you laugh, to make you sick, or to make you well. So all this manualist approach, this physical approach, you walk into a sitting judge's court and start bulldozing people out. It went with the First World War.
So we are behind time. So we expect a more... I think what also holds this man in good stead is the fact that he's from within. He's from within the system.
Because I think he was from the Kogi State Command or somewhere there.
Yes, he's from within the system.
We call them dyed in the wool. When we say you are dyed in the wool, it means you started from bottom and grew right through. You weren't just picked up from somewhere and imposed. So he knows the ropes, he knows the nuances and the antics. He's been all through from the bottom right up. And I think it's a good policy for our DSS to start becoming a bit more covert than they are overt.
Yes.
The kind of job they do is more an overt thing, and you achieve more overtly than you do covertly. Because if you know I'm there, then you'll start working to counter what I'm doing. But if you don't even know who I am in the first place, you just see people around you and you don't know who is who, then I will achieve more, in the long run.
What about the NIA? Do you know the gentleman?
Muhammad. No, yes. I don't. But
do you know of him? Do you know of him? Do you know his background?
Of course, being with the NIA too, I don't know him one-on-one, and I don't have much on his background. But I want to assume he also is dyed in the wool, because one thing about the nature of the intelligence community is you can't impose people on them.
Okay.
If you go and pick somebody that you think is your favorite ally or somebody that they don't like, it's Agbari now. The more you look,
the less you see.
Because you are not one of them. But if you are actually coming in from...
would that be one of the problems that the previous DG could have had? Though he was brought from retirement, there was a gap.
You see, the previous DG himself, I must say, when I look at it, it's very unusual in that kind of business to sit or serve two commanders-in-chief.
I see.
It's very unusual. It's a very sensitive place. And the man at the top of the pyramid, the president, has to put someone there he's comfortable with.
Yes.
But then we also want to believe that that person you are comfortable with must also be, he must know his onions. You don't just put somebody because you are allies and you are friends or you are related and he doesn't know what he's doing and he's using our resources to do just that. So I want to believe the president has put people there, but having said all these things, at the end of the day, it's the results
that count.
Results.
Let me tell you, if you were given a brief to appoint an NSA, what would be his credentials? Question number one is, would he need to have any military experience?
It's an added advantage.
Sometimes.
But it's not necessarily, a
Yeah.
pre-requirement for me now. And I'll tell you why. History is replete with people who never even...
I don't think Condoleezza Rice was ever in the military. I think she was a lecturer.
In fact, one of the founders of what you know as the CIA today is Sherman Kent. He was a history lecturer.
Yeah. Another Indiana Jones.
Okay. And today he had the foresight to bring something together that has become what you call the Central Intelligence Agency today. So a lot of times we are given to stereotypes. Yes, there is need for certain backgrounds. They give you an added advantage. But once you are there, you must be like, let me use football so my listeners will understand. There used to be one man, I don't follow football, unfortunately, but at least I'm curious.
I can give you an example. There used to be one man called Kekere.
Okay.
This man said he was called Kekere when he was young. Can we use that one? Do you know that one?
No, I don't.
Okay, so use the one that you know.
There's this man they used to call Arsene Wenger.
Yes.
I don't think he ever played football, as in physically.
Yeah, I even think the Man U man too, I don't think he actually did play football.
But I know Wenger used to pick scraps off the dustbin of football. And then when he's done, he will sell them for bullion van much. He was a business footballer, if I could put it that way.
Yes.
He rebranded a lot of things. That's what happens. What you need is foresight, and you need that discernment to pick people out and form a formidable team. I mean, let me use the flip side of our intelligence organizations. Let's talk about the Italian mafia. Did any of them there join the army? Did any of them there work for any secret agency or intelligence agency? But if you go and read about the Italian mafiosi,
Yes.
oh my, they were something else. They were something else. They were able to keep an eye on every single nook of their territory, and even crept into government at a point. So what we're saying is, it's about metacognition, and it's about ingenuity, and also it's about imagination. If you don't have the three of these in fair doses, you will not be able to run in the intelligence community successfully.
Do you think that this would... do you think, for example, that part of the demonstrations where they were waving the Russian flag and so on and so forth, it must have jolted the president, to be honest with you, that he didn't get any intel or any heads up on the fact that there was some interference?
A lot of things, you see, when it comes to, let me use a term, it's not meant to be derogatory now, but it's just meant to put certain things straight. When it comes to matters aboki, a lot of people underestimate that person. But you know one thing about him? He is a radio listener to the core. Yes. And they listen to radio at the international level in Hausa language.
Yes.
So he may not be the regular informed person because he doesn't speak English. But when it comes to international politics and what is happening in current affairs, he knows. He knows across board. So here it is. These people that you saw raising flags, I want to believe, were just used. This is where we task our intelligence community now to get behind these people that were waving flags. Arresting one tailor somewhere, and yes, I know they are leads, but the core sponsors of that, yes, we don't want anybody to come and raise flags in our country and start marching that. But one thing led to the other. A lot of things could have been avoided. It didn't need to get to that point.
To that point.
But we allowed it because, as I told you, there's a lot of egoism. There's a lot of chest beating and grandstanding. And you see, that's what has just gotten the situation to where it is at the moment. That's just it.
Okay, it's the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. It's about 29:23. Can I sneak in one call if there's a call ready? Okay, I'll take one call very quickly. I'm sure all of you know the number. 020127709993 and 0201465790. Yes, we have a call there. Hello, very quickly, please. Yes. Go straight to the point. We have a minute, please.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yes, and good morning to Captain Blade. It's always a pleasure hearing from you.
Good morning, sir.
I recognize my name from Satellite Town. The issue at stake is very crucial. I think it's high time for the secret police to go covert. Back in school then, in Enugu, I was in the same class with a DSS operative. I never knew he was one. Not until the day he began to pick or fish out those courses were disturbing in school. I was very angry, but that's what it used to be. The secret police are not supposed to be seen all over the place. They're not supposed to flaunt their ego all over the place. But like you said, security should be felt, not seen or heard. So if the new DSS chief will reposition the agency for more covert operation, this is what we need at this point where we have terrorism all over the place. We need non-kinetics to be able to fish out.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, thank you. We need to take a short break and then we'll be right back.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Ida of trading himself. James, hello.
Susan, I beg. Say you the wine me.
For where? You who no longer depend solely on your salary.
So you people trade and don't carry us along in this office, Abby?
Jerry, now you they talk like this. Who doesn't want an extra stream of income? But I'm still looking for better trading conditions, I beg. Fast execution of my trades and possibly an account where swap no go carry all my profits where I don't know.
Guy, hfm.com.
For me, I wouldn't mind better spreads at all, and it won't be a bad idea to be able to make withdrawals in a flash.
All we want is transparency and great customer service.
Guys, I said hfm.com.
Which one is hfm.com again?
Switch to HFM today to enjoy ultra-fast execution, 1 to 2,000 leverage, tight spreads, swap-free, and more.
Guy, show us the way now.
Wait, are you sure deposits and withdrawals are sharp?
I said
hfm.com.
Visit www.hfm.com. HFM, online trading at its finest.
Big mommy, add that bokoto we go senior school, put 2 roundabout, anoint the package with that slim thick shaki and
Uncle, no vex o. Which teeth you wan use eat all this orishi? That your teeth will be like where motor jam truck. You know they worry you again.
that one na before. All thanks to the new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection.
That's right. The new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection toothpaste gives you complete oral protection with fluoride and antibacterial zinc to keep your teeth strong, prevent tooth holes, and fight bacteria.
Please have to go buy my own new Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection toothpaste.
Close-Up Complete Fresh Protection for your important oral care needs. Available in a blue gel.
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Easy to open, easy to squeeze, easy to scoop, and easy to stir.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
Imagine thinking you bought an unlimited data plan, but the next thing we hear is,
oh, this data has finished again.
Well, that's what happens when you don't buy a truly unlimited data plan.
Enjoy truly unlimited data with unlimited speed-based data plans from Airtel. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to buy now. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Price of everything in the country just keeps going up.
That's not completely true, because the Samsung Blue Tax sale is here again. Simply walk into any accredited Samsung store, buy your Galaxy Z Fold 6, or you could trade in your old device and get your free double-door refrigerator that comes with 20 years warranty, digital inverter with voltage control and all-round cooling for maximum freshness. That's not all. There are discounts on the Samsung Galaxy A55, A15, and A05 series, as much as 70K off these devices. Offer starts from August 19th while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply.
Start your day and have a good time.
Kivo Creamer.
Where you need to have the break time.
Kivo Creamer.
If not tea, Papa Garita.
Kivo Creamer. Kivo Creamer.
Is it okay to make fun of our tooth gap? Let's have a talk. Colgate makes your teeth so strong. Stop cover your mouth. Not to do yanga with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. 0 cavities and fresh breath. If you use a Colgate paste. Not to do yanga with your smile. Brush your teeth with Colgate. Colgate, number
and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
You're listening to Jimi Disu, right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Okay, so you're welcome back to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, and I still have Captain Blade here, and we are looking at the new security arrangement. Cappy, the DSS man comes with very good credentials. I've done a bit of work, and I'm told that he has all that it takes to get the job done. But my major fear and problem is political interference. You know, especially in the era of politics. In the days of the military, there is a command. But in these days of politics, even an individual that has absolutely nothing to do with anything can wreck the career of any officer. And that's why you find that they're very careful. I'm hoping that this man is ready to walk out of his job if he's not allowed to do it. I hope that he knows that there will be a tomorrow after his just what we were discussing before we came back on here. How do you ward off interference in your job in this kind of situation? That pressure, somebody picking up and calling the president, "Oh, this man should do this." I think he played out a bit with even Ruben.
Yeah,
and they now brought in Okupe, and in those days it was the Tompolos and so on and so forth, and Madame,
The first thing I want to say is it takes more than all it takes for any intelligence chieftain or security chieftain or even military brass hat to succeed. All it takes is not enough. Now, here's the thing. Whether you are a major general, a director general, a controller general, whichever general you are, it will take you at least 35 years and the grace of God to wear those ranks.
To get to that rank.
So here's the thing. Don't let any boy from somewhere who was elected for 4 years to come and rubbish your 35 years. There are specialities involved. When he's talking governance, you listen. And when you are talking intelligence, he will listen. That's simple. In Nigeria today, we have people who cannot stand up post-service in their communities because the notorious image or reputation of their principals precedes them.
Yeah.
They served under some principals who are highly, very unpopular. And today, anywhere they show up, you hear this is XYZ. He was ABC to so person. And that shuts him down socially and professionally.
That's why it's been quite difficult for somebody like me to take up public office. Because you don't want some other person to come and
So
rubbish.
the advice for our big brothers out there, our peers out there who are serving is you must know when you are complaining to the problem. That's the first thing.
When you are complaining to the problem.
That is the first feeding bottle lesson any intelligence operative gets in intelligence school. And that, of course, presupposes that to function as an intelligence officer, you have to be intelligent. Or else you're going to get thrown around, you're going to get used, and eventually you'll be dumped. People will use you to do unsavory things for which they will be forgotten, but you will be remembered. A lot of our senior military officers today, a lot of our senior security officers today, agencies are actually suffering that. Nobody's going to introduce you as, oh, this is Mr. Jimi Disu, without saying he was XYZ to ABC. Meanwhile, ABC, your principal, was not exactly popular or was not exactly what we want to call conventional.
I also think that we have a culture of not allowing people we employ or who we are to do the job we've assigned to them.
Well,
rather, I think in the political terrain, for example, you probably be getting veiled instructions. Like, please make sure that blah, 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 or that.
There is a way we handle it.
Oh, I see.
There is a way we handle it. I don't have to spill everything here, but those listening know A mild example of it is this. If you called me now and say, you know what, go give Sheriff a knock.
I'd be glad if you did. No, we are just having... No, we are just having... Oh, sorry. We are acting a play here. Please go on.
Okay. I could...
Yes.
I could get back to you in ways that will have to make you verify that indeed we need to give him
Sheriff
a
a knock.
How you want the knock, when you want the knock. I'm getting back to you so that if there are any errors in repeating the instruction, you can correct it or question it. And then we go do it. It's that simple. The same tools we use to come and listen to what you are saying here without you knowing.
You know,
it can be used as backup for tomorrow.
I forgot that I wanted to start this discussion.
Yes.
By actually defining the job of the DSS as opposed to that of the NIA and as opposed to that of the Nigeria police.
Okay.
What exactly is the brief of the DSS?
The DSS, let me put it to you at this level. The NIA is at the national level.
Okay, foreign.
Yes.
Yes.
The DSS is at the state level. Okay, that's why it's called the Directorate of State Security Services or Security Services. So they have two different trajectories. The police force itself is, Nigerian police force is not an intelligence community per se. Nigerian police force is not, it has its own intelligence arm, but these people are purely intelligence operatives. The NIA, the DSS. In fact, if we go into history, the NIA, the DSS, I think they were part of police duties before they were actually separated.
The CID and
yes,
things
they
like
were
that.
separated, exactly. So you see that each one has its own line, but there are some overzealous people who tend to cross lines. You don't need to actually cross lines. You can, what I call, cooperate. You can synergize.
Because the previous, sorry to cut you there, because the previous, yes, just last, would find them making statements and things that ideally should be left for the presidency of the Ministry of Information.
That's exactly why I said, you see, the intelligence community is not about being heard or being seen.
I think that's why the other gentleman was redeployed. The style of this man is to
I recall there was a time in this country where you ask for certain people and you are told their names and you're like, who is he?
Yeah.
Because he's hardly heard, he's hardly known, but everybody feels his impact. I was privileged to work under one when I was in service.
Okay.
He's very meek, very quiet. You hardly know him, and God made him a very small man.
Yeah.
But trust me, you feel his presence. Many people didn't know him. He passes by and people don't know that is Colonel Dari.
Of course, what we did when we were in uni is a far, far lower version of what you were talking about.
Yes.
To the point that those who had certain responsibilities,
you are not known.
You would not know.
But you are felt.
Yes, you know, you feel
your impact is felt. That's what we should be doing more of now, and I'm confident the new boss should be able to entrench that.
You're taking me down memory lane when one Jimi was doing what one other Jimi everybody thought was doing.
Exactly.
Until the last day.
So you see that's what the intelligence community is about, not to actually become very loud and in everybody's face.
Well, I wish, of course, I know these programs are monitored. I wish that this particular episode will be sent to him. We wish him all the best. People must understand we can never be enemy of, even if they do things that we don't particularly like. But imagine this country without any of them, without the DSS, without the NIA, even the police that all of us, what actually happens, the people we need to face are those at the top who determine policy. And they are the ones who keep pushing. We're going to open up our lines again, of course, 0201-277-0993. And do we want to read some comments?
No, let's take some calls.
Let's take some calls. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Jimmy.
Morning, Captain. Pastor Ladipo.
Uncle Jimmy,
Yeah.
I greet your guest.
Good morning, sir.
My take in this is this, sir. In those days when there were less technology, we call them CID then. They were effective.
Yes.
What exactly is the issue now that we have have more good technology? In those days, they can disguise as shoemakers, bread sellers, and they will get criminals. What exactly is the issue today?
Well,
Thank you, and God bless you, sir.
I think I'll let him talk. Well, I think that the elephant in the room is this new culture that we have as a people, where everybody wants to be seen and heard, and you want to show off. You go to TikTok and all these places, you see the most ridiculous. You see adults behaving as babies. You go to a party, you go and hire hitmen and hire some in jackets and hire so that you can be seen as a top. I don't know what it is. Elites are particularly guilty of this, and all of us are gradually becoming babies. I think that is part of it, because the operatives and whatever, they're not any different from.
It's also
from
about,
other. Yes,
it's a mix of poverty and idleness.
Yes, added to it, and brain damage.
Yes,
because when I see, for example, how would I be a pastor and I take glory in coming down from an SUV and I'm escorted by 6 mean-looking men, and everybody wants to act a movie. They want their life to be some kind of movie.
When I was,
I think it's a bit of. Sometimes I think some of them need their prescriptions reviewed and updated.
We need to, because you see, it's a very interesting profession, the intelligence profession. But if you are made idle and you are not engaged, you may start running off the hook or running rogue. I recall when I was in service, I had my downlines. I had people in motor parks.
Yes.
I had one particular one who was a boy to a very popular talk then called Tokyo.
Tokyo, yes.
Yes. We sat in there, we ate with him, we drank with him. We didn't obstruct anything he was doing, but we stayed one step ahead. Wherever he was going, when he got there, he hears, we just left here, so behave yourself. That's how it is done. Not to go wearing those jackets, jumping through the roof. And
I mean, what's your attitude to this new? Is it relatively new, of seeing hooded? What is that supposed to be?
This shouldn't be seen.
Word?
Okay, so look at it this way. Let's look at the irony in it. Why do you bother wearing a hood when you can just not be seen? Hello, you are wearing a hood to mask what? Go covert. Once you are covert, you don't need a hood. You are going to be there without a hood.
There must be, and I think it's also pressure from their principals.
If the NDLEA goes to operations hooded, I understand that. But when you are talking of our kind of business, there is no being hooded. I mean, any married man can relate to what I'm saying. You know the antics of our wives.
Yes.
Do they wear hoods? They maintain an absent presence in your pocket. And you will spend it whether you like it or yes. So, what exactly are we saying about?
But okay, so in some cases,
all respect to my wives out there, please.
Yes, even me, ignorant in the talk, they say I don't get my medals.
So that's what I'm saying.
I was going to say, when, for example, you were transporting suspects to court, can't you assign that function to the police or something, rather than have? Because you see, what it does is, whether you like it or not, the optics affects the image of the organization.
You see, let's assume we have a situation where somebody is of very high intelligence value to the state or to the government or whatever. There are some very sensitive, call them individuals. I don't want to use the word criminals now. Individuals. And you have to get him to the courtroom. I'm telling you how he gives and leaves. If our security agents, our intelligence agencies mean to do it, you don't even know. Probably only the judge will even know he's coming to court that day.
Rather than the exhibition.
How he got into court, whether he came by air, by road, underground, you just find him there. And when the judge is done with him, how we thin him out again is nobody. The least expected of ways. Okay, I remember in those days. There was this particular commander-in-chief who came for one of our passing out parades in the academy. And he's a very, very, very smart commander-in-chief in those days. We all know who he is. I'm not going to mention names.
Yeah, I'm beginning to have an idea.
But his entourage came with the horses parade. The horses were riding after the car. Everybody was looking there. The vehicle parked. Nobody came out of it. And the next thing, we saw him coming out from the commandant's office, wearing his gloves to come and take the saluting dice.
Wow.
Everybody was taking, how did he get there? He was in the commandant's office when they went to receive him from the NDA pensioner. Yes. That's the work of the intelligence officers around him. How they tin him in and tin him out of that venue is nobody's business. We don't need to broadcast it.
Well, I get a feeling that you'll be seeing more of what you just said.
That's
with
what
this current DG of the DSS.
We need a situation where, you see, if our intelligence agencies are more covertly driven, everybody's going to walk around being a bit more circumspect.
Yes.
Today, you just carry one big stick and stand on the road and you have started collecting money. If these guys know that we have this kind of people, he can collect the money with you, go to your house with you where you will share, even eat dinner with you, and he leaves. And tomorrow morning, you just see a policeman coming to say, Oga, come. So you give intelligence information to but when you are carrying all those blazers, immediately people see you, they start working on how to what? Counter or circumvent whatever you've come to do.
Okay, let's take another caller here. Or do we have a reaction?
Yes, we have something here.
Yes.
Yeah. So this person, Chooks, is asking, a former deputy director of the DSS said on a radio station that the DSS and the police job is to defend the regime in power. Please, could Captain Blade comment on this?
It's their job to defend the country or to defend the regime in power.
It's the use of that regime in power that makes it a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Why I'm saying so is this. There cannot even be anyone in power if there was no country. There is. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I don't even want to call it a regime. I prefer government.
Government, yes.
There can't be a government without a people. The raw material base from which you extract governors, our government, is still these people, even the person who is saying so himself.
But who do you swear allegiance to?
That's where we have to correct it. We need to swear allegiance to our constitution. The reason being, over the years, I have observed the oath of allegiance is being abused to the detriment of the agencies.
What does the old what does it say?
When my own oath of allegiance was it was, I swear it was to bear true and faithful allegiance to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It goes further to say to go wherever ordered by sea, air or land and blah 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 like that. Now what I'm trying to say is this. The security agencies, paramilitary and military, are always caught between a rock and a hard place. When you are given certain kind of instructions, but you are told to bear true and faithful allegiance to somebody who has been entrenched with those powers or those two hats, that position. We should be able to look into the future and say, you know what, let's start owing allegiance to our constitution. Our constitution has rights it confers on the president.
So the thinking there would be that if you swear allegiance to your constitution, if your CNC gives you an order, you have the right of discretion. That's what it means.
That's it.
But otherwise, if you swear to the president and the CNC, you must MUST.
Yes, we have such a situation where an intelligence officer got wind of an impending change of government. And he went to complain to the problem. So he was detained. Fine. The person he complained to actually changed the government. So years later, another change of government impending. When he heard about it, he scampered for cover, scurried away, and just kept himself safe.
Safe, yes.
But he was executed.
Because he heard and he didn't report.
And he said nothing. So here
it's a tough job, isn't it?
Very tough. That's why I said, as intelligence officers, you must be smart. If you are not intelligent, you have no business being in the intelligence community. That is why if you go to foreign intelligence agencies, they go to our ivory towers or they go to their ivory towers.
Yes.
And recruit first class
Yes.
material.
Even people think that the DSS is I don't mean it in that sense, but it's almost like say like the police. No, if you interact with their officers.
Exactly.
You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. I don't know what it's like now, but many years back.
You have to be very, very
and the interaction they had with members of the media then.
Yes.
They bring you in. Well, Nigeria is no longer where it used to be.
We'll get there. I hope the new DSS and NIA brass hats will position it on that trajectory to recover. Because
I hope so too.
It's an organization.
It's just that this is a tough call for him because this government is not steady on ground at all.
Being an intelligence operative or an intelligence officer ab initio is a tough call.
Yeah.
It's a tough call. You sleep, and if you don't take time, you'll be talking in your sleep. Because you can't. You see a lot. You see a lot. Your stomach is not containing only entrails and food. There is a lot there. So, depending on your psychological, they call it mental health today.
Oh, no. Efalaji. Thank you very much, Captain Blade.
You're welcome.
That's where we'll end. With Capi, you know, I could run this program for 6 hours with him, and we won't be tired, but we got to go. Tomorrow, I'm bringing Mrs. Fashanu. She was here yesterday. And even just this morning, too, I had a discussion with a friend how people either are not aware or have failed to utilize some of the opportunities that the government offers you. The loans, the grants, various, that are waiting, this for entrepreneurs, that for whatever, that are waiting for you to utilize. Why those who have this responsibility also don't publicize it up to the point that will attract people? I honestly don't know. It's what happened in the issue of Nelfon, the sheriff. Yes. When, in spite of all the noise, a lot of people, some vice chancellors in the East didn't even send a list. I don't get it. So I said, well, I owe my listeners this, so you won't say you didn't know. I'm bringing Mrs. Fashanu here tomorrow, so you probably need to listen in and know the opportunities that you have. If things are bad, they are bad. Yes, but like I said, everything has become every man for himself and God for us all. On that note, Kapi, thank you very much. Sheriff,
you're most welcome.
Thank you very much. One of these days, I will send you a covert instruction to help me give him a karate this thing and bring all his fine clothes that he's wearing.
No problem. We can do away with his wardrobe.
We can do it.
And he won't even know we did.
All right, folks. I'll see you all tomorrow at 9. Bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.